All right, y'all. Welcome to the NABSW Sankofa podcast. I am your host, Christy Love. The purpose of this podcast is to preserve the history and tell the stories of the National Association of Black Social Workers and the Leonard G. Dunston African-Centered Nia Onim Circle. This podcast is one of the ways we will continue to grow our legacy of advocacy and liberating the Black community. We will highlight our founders, sages, pioneers, and members of NABSW. Listen in as we capture our ancestors' rich history, hear from our living legends and individuals upholding the mission of NABSW. Today, I'm joined by Ms. La'Toya Hines. Ms. La'Toya was born and reared in Norfolk, Virginia, and is a graduate of Norfolk Public Schools. She received her Bachelor of Social Work in 2000, Master's in Urban Education Guidance and Counseling in 2002, and Master's in Social Work in 2019, all from Norfolk State University. Sister La'Toya is currently enrolled in the Social Work PhD program at Norfolk State University. She has a strong background in human services and possesses a broad range of counseling skills. In addition, one of her areas of expertise is in counseling substance abuse clients. Currently, as a supervisee in social work, she provides outpatient services to adults with both mental health and substance abuse issues. In addition, as a resident in counseling, La'Toya provides sexual offender treatment outpatient services to youth. When it comes to NABSW, La'Toya has served as the chapter president of the Hampton Roads chapter since 2020. Prior to that, she served as the VP fulfilling the last term of the previous vice president. She has been a member of NABSW since October of 2018 and has served as a past committee chair of CIC and a current member of CRC. Other leadership experience includes chapter president of Norfolk State University Alumni Association Chesapeake chapter 2015 to 2019, two-year terms, recording secretary, special projects committee member and chairperson, and membership committee. On a national level, she currently serves as the corresponding secretary. In addition, on the national level for the past 6 years, La'Toya has served as the homecoming chairperson, in which she works closely to the second vice president. Hey, La'Toya, thanks for joining me today. How are you?
I'm doing good, Sister Love. Good to see you.
Good, good. So one of the first questions that I always ask my guests is, what does it mean to be African-centered? In your own words.
It means to live in my truth, to live into a world in which I understand what my ancestors went through and to know where I came from.
That's good. I like that, to live in your truth. And sometimes as Black Americans, that could be difficult for us to really like live in our truth, right?
Yes.
And so yes, and I wanted to ask with that, right? So living in our truth, being African-centered, and then we're going to really get into NABSW. What does Black liberation mean to you, though?
Black liberation means working together to accomplish a common goal. Building on everyone's strengths. We all have something that we look at differently, but we can bring it together to be to meet that common goal. And I think of when we were going through our teaching through the circle, we came from different backgrounds, but we all brought something different to the table. And we were able to learn from each other, respect one another, and to grow from one another. And we learned and we walked away from that stronger than we were when we came. So
that is good. You're very right about that. So let's talk about the circle for a minute. So you've been a member since 2018, you're chapter president, and here comes 2022, right? So what was it about that year, or what made you really decide, you know what, I want to be a part of the circle?
Well, I understand from leadership, you lead by example. So when the call for the circle came out, we were supposed to be advertising it and encouraging our members to attend. I could not stand before the members and not know what it meant to be a part of the circle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, okay, let me see. And I was fairly new to the chapter, and I was still getting to understand and know what it meant to be a part of the association. And so I said, well, let me go to the interest meeting.
Mm.
Went to the interest meeting, and I was grab.
Right.
Going through it.
Right.
And so then I said, let me put in for it, and I will not regret it. It took a lot for me to balance during that time. And but I won't change it for anything. It helped enhance my knowledge of the association and understanding who I was. And that's another thing. I learned more about me.
Yeah, it'll definitely do that.
Yes. So that was a teachable moment for me. And so as a chapter president, once I graduated from the academy or the circle, I was able to go back and just tell my members, you got to experience it. You got to experience it. I can't tell you what it is, but you have to experience it. And I'm so grateful for it.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely the experience, right? You just have to tell people. I avoided it for years, girl. Like for years, I've been in NABSW and different members and leadership. And then I assume just like you as president, it was just like, you know what? Maybe I should try this and let me see what it's like. So we are able to share with the members. So I hope this is not putting you on the spot, but can you talk a little bit about your person that you picked for your for the, what is it called? The intellectual biography. Yes. Just why did you resonate with, was it Harriet for you?
No, I Mary McLeod Bethune.
The face girl. Thank you. So tell us a little bit about Mary, what you want to share here about Mary McLeod Bethune.
And my circle sister, you did put me on the spot.
But just a little bit.
But I will say, in school, learning about pioneers and learning about African American women and learning about my profession, I learned about a lot of people. And even in school, a lot of times we did assignments to get it done, to get the grade and move on.
Mm-hmm.
With what I was going through in my life at that time, I resonated a lot with faith.
Yeah.
And the things that she did concerning education, empowering people to further their education. It just sat so close to home with me. As I stated, trying to balance things in life. I was trying to balance a lot. And I've had some challenges during the time when we were in the circle. And it was just a lot for me. But I persevered and I pushed through and I kept going. So I know that it was my faith with me keep pushing. And it's just enhanced it. It enhanced me to keep relying on my faith and stop relying on La'Toya. So
yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Because sometimes we don't really get, it was deep, right? Like you shared something personal. You were going through a lot, and what's the term? Life be life, and a lot of us were going through stuff during that time. All of us at different times were going through things. And I like what you're saying about faith, because it's one of the Kwanzaa principles, right? Imani, faith. And so I like that you found somebody, or you chose Mary McLeod Bethune based off her faith and how she lived, and you learned more information. So it helped you, and helped you to share with us. So thank you for sharing that. So with that, just talk a little bit so you can get a little bit more comfortable about what you already do, La'Toya. Talk about and it's not NABSW, but it's the work that you do on a daily basis. So substance abuse, mental health, sexual offender. What was it in your life, or why did you choose that path, that community, or that community to work with?
Okay. I chose to work with the population with substance abuse. I learned that during my master's program that I was in, and I was learning about the various things that the various barriers that people deal with in their lives. And so I come from a family, substance use is within my family, and I have seen my family members overcome that, as well as mental health. And as I was in school and, you know, in the professional world, I learned that I could gain additional education. So I became a certified substance abuse counselor. And so I started enhancing my education in that realm. And I was saying, okay, well, I want to be able to work with this population because I grew up in it and I've learned some things, and I want to be able to help people, help them overcome those things to still be successful. So I went that path, and I've done substance abuse with both kids and adults in the community and in residential settings. So I have a wide, you know, area of experience in that. So when I started doing outpatient therapy, I had a decision to make which populations I wanted to work with. So I chose substance abuse adults only. And so one of my long-term goals is to have my own business. So with having my own business, that's a population that I want to be able to service. And then I started working with sex offenders. I took in the area of wanting to work with sex offenders from a previous job that I worked in. I work with sexual abuse clients. So I work more with the victims and the abusers. So I felt like, okay, as I continue to work with families, these are things that families deal with within their family. And if you have a sex offender in your family, that is going to bring some type of separation in the family. So my long-term goal is to be able to mend families and help them to still be able to, you know, function in spite of what they're dealing with, whether it's substance abuse or mental health or whatever kind of issues that they may be dealing with. So I chose those areas because that is something that I want to be able to service in my own business. So it's
No, that's good. Positive vibes. We believe that you will have your own business, La'Toya. It's interesting. I was telling Brother Darren last week when we had our conversation about, you know, a lot of folks tell us, oh, it takes a special person to do social work, right? But it also takes special people within social work to serve certain populations. So you have done thank you for working with individuals, for the individuals that you work with. And when reading your bio, La'Toya, all things are Norfolk State. All things.
Behold.
And that is awesome. But tell me, and then so after this, we'll really get into NABSW. But tell me why now for the doctoral program? So you got your master's, you got your undergrad, right, in social work, or is it? Yeah.
Yes, my undergraduate.
So you're on your third degree in social work. Yes. Tell me why that's the path you took. Because, you know, me, I have my undergrad and master's in social work too. And I'm just like, I do not want to do social work again for PhD, but tell us why you did it.
Okay. After I graduated and got my bachelor's degree, life changed for me. And I became a single mom after being married. And I was raising two young children. And so I got my bachelor's degree, and I was like, oh yeah, I got my degree. I'm going to make all this money. I didn't know what make all this money meant. Right. So I said, I need another degree. So I did a program that was conducive to my lifestyle. And I was able to obtain a master's in counseling. My master's in counseling took me a lot of places and afforded me opportunities to work, be able to support my family financially, and for me to be able to, you know, gain some professional skills. And so while I was out there, I wanted to work various jobs, and they would say, well, you got to go back and get an LPC or um, um, a LCSW jobs that I wanted. So I said, well, I don't have if I got to do another program, well, let me go back home. So I went back home to social work. So I went and got my master's in social work. I was the first degree I had in master's was more community based. So I felt like I needed that clinical aspect. So when I started the MSW program, I was like, wow, okay. I was learning things that I did not learn in a previous program. And of course, it was from a different perspective. So after I finished the MSW program, it's always levels to something to grow.
It's levels to it, right?
So to get to my LCSW, which is a journey that I am still on and still striving for, I say, well, I'm going to go ahead and get my LCSW. While I'm on my journey for my LCSW now, I said, I was reading on the website and I saw that it was time they were taking applications. I said, I'm gonna just see if I get accepted. I wasn't supposed to get accepted.
You wasn't supposed to.
I wasn't supposed to right now. And I get this email back that I had been accepted in the program. So to me, that was the direction that God needed me to go. And so while I'm on this journey, trying to balance once again, I'm just like, okay, God, I trust you. I'm using my faith and I'm pushing through. So I finished one semester and I'm in my second semester currently.
Yay. Yeah. Well, congratulations. Look at you stepping out on faith and wasn't supposed to get accepted. Well, I'm excited for you. It's what, three of y'all? So Melissa, you, LaQuandra, and Barry are all in. And Naya, yes. Look at y'all. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of y'all. That is cool. All right, girls. Let's yes, thank you. So let's talk all things NABSW, right? Let's get back to the NABSW podcast. So 2018, you joined NABSW. Who, what, where, why? Who told you about NABSW and why did you decide to join?
Well, I saw something on Facebook and I learned from my professional world, to join professional organizations. So I had joined a member of a National Association of Social Workers, but I had never heard of National Association of Black Social Workers. Well, why not join a organization that people look like me? So I went on the website and I saw information about it and I was impressed. And I saw where there was a local chapter and I did a search and they say there's one in Hampton Roads area. So that's where I live. Right. So I reached out and I joined and I became a member ever since. And I reconnected with a lot of people that were from my alma mater and people that I had known from the community. So I just felt right at home and serving an area where I was born and raised. It touched home for me. And in my professional journey, I'm right here in the Hampton Roads area too.
Yeah. Okay. And you've been moving around within NABSW, like, I'm gonna say secretively, because I did not know about you until you came. We didn't really know each other till the circle, right?
Right.
Because I know there's so many ways for presidents to connect, but I wasn't always necessarily connected with all the presidents. So CIC and CRC, you're a member of CIC and currently CRC, whichever one you want to tell us about. What does that mean within NABSW?
Okay. Excuse me. CIC, thank you, stands for Communication and Information Committee. And I served as a committee chair for that committee. And that committee, we were responsible for the development and maintaining of information that goes out to the local chapters and to the communities. providing education and providing technical assistance to chapters and for doing this steering committee meetings. And we did educational programs by having lunch and learns, and we would post things on social media platforms, and we also distributed our national newsletter. So those were our primary focuses when I served on the committee, and still remains the same today. Currently, I stated that I am a member now due to various things that I was balancing. I just could not take on a leadership role, but I do still be able to provide support, when needing, where we have technical support that's needed.
Right, because you were on the last steering committee call, and I was like, "Oh, hey, La'Toya, I can hear her in the background."
Yes,
So good. Well, girl, thank you for your service with that. Like, it's so much to do within NABSW, and
yes,
especially like where we are in like our generation, right? We are the next ones to take on a lot of leadership things, but we're definitely learning. And I know you are getting a lot of experience, and we're just learning from our elders and from all the people, so we can be able to move the chapter forward. So 2 questions with that. Well, I'll just go with this first one. As chapter president, where do you what are you all's goals for this year? Like, what are some things, just kind of throw out maybe some events that are coming up for Hampton Roads chapter?
Well, on February the 10th, we are having a Lit Fest. And that is where we are promoting literature. And what more way to do it than the month of February for Black History Month,
Absolutely.
every day, where we will have Black authors from the Hampton Roads area that will come out, and they will be able to set up a booth so that they can be able to market their books that they have. And we invited people from the community to come out to purchase books and to be able to talk to the authors. So this is our second event, and we are doing this in collaboration with another organization that support Black communities. So we are really excited for this, and this is, as I stated, next Saturday, February the 10th.
That's cool. I honestly, La'Toya, every time I look at what y'all are doing, I'm just like, oh, that's cool. Like, we should do something like that. I really like how y'all collaborate with other organizations. So I think for the Metro DC chapter, we do a lot of like panels and just informational things, but I really like the community work. That is one of the things that we have to do, especially wellness warriors, whatever it is and what individual chapters do. I think it's pretty awesome. So with Sankofa, right, we know that it's past, present, and future. We're sort of like the past, I mean, not the past, the present. Where do you see, from what you've known since 2018, where would you like to see NABSW go moving forward? Like, we're in a good place, right? Wellness Warriors with our cohort sister, but national president, Melissa Haley. For you, where do you want to see NABSW go?
I would like for the organization to continue to be able to embrace the younger workers that are coming into the field. And by that, I can say, as I mentioned, I didn't hear about this organization. And once I learned about it, I don't consider myself still young. But
Me either, girl.
I feel like you can still grab people who are new to the field and be able to teach them about our ancestors, teach them and help them to grow in our profession, teach them leadership, and teach them how to be able to take what we have learned about our past and to move forward. And one thing about NABSW, what I have learned is that you can join a committee and you show a skill, we're going to use it.
Absolutely.
And, we're here with you. And I think as professionals, we are to be able to help one another, encourage other people to do things and pull on their strengths and encourage them to go out and do the work. And going back to with my chapter, I like to do that as well. When I see members come in, I don't want necessarily to know that they're just joining and not trying to get involved.
Mm-hmm.
Get involved. You don't know something, we will show you, and
Right.
to grow from it, learn from it. We're all going to make mistakes along the way, but we learn from our mistakes. The same thing that we teach our clients.
Mm-hmm.
Life doesn't come with a handbook, and
Not at all.
so we can grow from that. And then trying to retain members. And
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier, life, and so yes, there may be times that you can no longer do something or serve in a role, but still you can still be a part in other ways.
Mm-hmm. That is good. That's good to know. I know our time is coming up, coming to an end for you. But we're going to New Orleans in March, right? I don't know about you, but last year, because we were graduated, I don't know if I was able to fully experience, right, conference. So what are you looking forward to for conference? And yeah, how you feel about conference in New Orleans?
I agree. Last year we were busy preparing for our big day. So this year I look forward to honoring the new
Yes.
sisters and brothers who are coming in. So I'm so excited for them, and I'm looking forward to experiencing conference, the whole piece of it. Last year
Right.
was my first one. I had a wonderful time, and I just couldn't stop talking about it. And again, it's something you have to experience.
Right.
And it's so beautiful. And this year, I have 6 of my chapter members who are going with me.
Good.
So I'm super excited about that. And most of them, they have never been before.
Mm.
So I'm excited to have them there. And some of them are officers. So we're going to be able to learn and grow together. And that's how
Yeah.
we do better.
Right. That
Mhm.
is awesome. That's cool. This is so random, but Howard Homecoming. I saw your our national corresponding secretary and your member Damien at Howard's homecoming last year. And that just made me think of you of it when you was telling me about chapter members. That is cool. I didn't realize last year was your first conference.
Yes.
I'm excited too to be able to experience conference, like really pay attention in a workshop. We were in the luncheons and things like that, but to actually, go to the workshops, get some CUs and go on the boat ride,
Yes. Yes. I have
be in
my
New Orleans. You
yeah.
do, girl. I need to get mine. I need to do all things. All right.
Yeah.
So National Association of Black Social Workers, La'Toya, thank you for your time. Is there anything you kind of just did a charge for folks to join NABSW that are of African descent, right? And you don't have to be a social worker, but is there anything that you want to say about, again, or just reiterate about NABSW and or the circle?
I will say join, become active, be open to learn, be slow to speak, listen to what is being shared with you, what is being taught to you, and be able to embrace it and walk in it and live in it.
I like that. Be quick to listen, slow to speak, participate, join, have an open mind. That is good. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you,
Absolutely.
La'Toya, for saying that. And again, just La'Toya, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you. I appreciate you sharing your experience, being transparent as you felt comfortable, right? And so the folks are really going to appreciate our conversation. All right. So the NABSW Sankofa podcast believes the past guides how we live our lives today and how to plan for our future. There's wisdom in learning from the past, which ensures a strong future. We believe, like the ANCAN people think, that there must be movement and new learning as time passes. As this Forward March proceeds, the knowledge of the past must never be forgotten. Thank you all for listening. Please subscribe, follow, and share with your network. Ashe.
Ashe.
Thank you too. Ashe.